Lay down. You're fine. Everything's fine. Just lay down. Your tippy tappies are gonna be in my video. Hey everyone. It's me, your witchy big sister. It's been a hot minute. I just want to say thank you for all the new people that found my channel and decided to stick around. I am trying to post once a week again. I had a bit of a rough couple months. I just was not in the mood for filming or making videos, doing anything with my platform, but I'm back. And today we are talking about deity work. So without further ado, let's just get into it. There's a few things I'm gonna go over. What I wish I knew before I started deity work, how to begin deity work, and what is deity work, the big rule, and recommended videos on this topic. And before I continue, there are dogs barking in the background. There are dogs barking in the background. There might be occasionally some throughout this video. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can detach and listen to me and not the dogs, but it's what comes when you live close to a doggy daycare. So what I'm going to start with is what I wish I knew before I started. If you don't know, I work with Lucifer and Hecate. They actually are back here. I don't know if you can see Lucifer's statue, maybe a little bit, but yeah. Deities can reach out to you personally, so pay attention to signs. I did not know that. I thought you had to reach out to them, but if they are calling to you and want to work with you, that's really special. I didn't know that, and I thought that's cool. So keep an eye out for that. Deity work is not something to be afraid of. If you keep up with your offerings and are always really respectful to them, there's nothing to worry about. They will protect you, protect what you want them to protect, and will help you on this journey. The only way to really get to something bad from a deity that you are working with is if it's a trickster and you got fooled into thinking it was, say, Lucifer, and it was a trickster spirit being like, I'm Lucifer, blah 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 blah, and then it's not actually Lucifer, so things kind of backfire or you're getting bad luck. So make sure you are doing a little bit of divination and like special clarification type spells or whatever to make sure that these are the actual deities, not just tricksters. Okay, sorry, I had a work emergency. Anyways, I can't remember where I left off, but I know I talked about the trickster, so the next thing I think would just be, please be respectful. Do not show any kind of disrespect, because you do not want to piss off deities. So this goes into the biggest rule of them all when working with anyone, like spirits, ancestors, deities. Do your research and do everything with respect. Go to mythology, history, what they like, what they don't like, learn about them, and pay your respects. So if they really like wine, get some wine. If they want you to do shadow work, do shadow work. So it's just really being respectful to them and doing your research on them. Let's get into how to begin and what is deity work. So deity work is creating a respectful relationship with gods or goddesses. That means paying respects to them, leaving them / giving them gifts for offerings and such, and you can petition them, which if you want to know how to petition, the Witch of Wonderlust does a wonderful video on petitions. That's how I do mine, so instead of me just re-explaining that, I will put the video down below, and you can learn from that video. Again, do your research on all the gods and goddesses that seem to call out to you, and do not limit yourself. My recommendation for this is this lovely book right here. I have put this in my like witchy book recommendation video. I will link it somewhere. But this is like so good. It's so full of useful information, and like, I just swear by this book. This book has helped me so much. And it's been through a lot. There's wax on it. I've put so many labels. No, this is one of my favorite books ever, and it really helped me on my deity journey. And yeah, don't limit yourself to just one. Do research on a bunch of other ones, like some that can be connected to each other. And then figure out why they're connected to each other and how they relate, or what ones are similar to other ones but what makes them different. Also, depending on where you are from, I'm very Celtic, so I did a lot of research on Celtic gods and goddesses. So yeah, if you want to do that kind of connects you to your culture or like your ancestors, that kind of thing, like the history on them is really cool, and like where they came from, and I could go on, but I will move on. Another thing is you can call on gods and goddesses for help for like a one-time thing, or like you can work with them on certain things. If you want to work with hell with certain spells or like a certain thing that you're doing, and only that's fine, as long as you are respecting and giving offerings, and even petitioning too would be good, because then you're like asking and you can give them something in return. So just little things like that. You don't have to have, like for example, I have Hecate and Lucifer. I work with them all the time. But say you want to work with Hecate for one thing, you can do that. Just be respectful. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like I'm rambling, but that's just how I am. Now this is the fun part. When you have found someone you want to work with, or you've decided on a deity that you want to call out, leave them an offering and a petition, basically like asking them if they want to work with you, and leave them like a candle and some water, some wine, some juice, a baked good, some flowers, like anything, and it'll probably go well for you. But really listen to your feelings, your gut. If you are feeling like, then it would be a no. But if you're like, oh, this feels really like good, like the energy and whatever, like that's a yes. So keep that in mind. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to the signs. If you have followed me for a long time, I used to post on my old TikTok asking a little witchy question about what deity was trying to reach out to me. I think this was 2 years ago now. Yeah, I think this was 2 years ago now, because what happened is I went on a walk with my dog and I found a full crow dead on the sidewalk, and I was like, that's really weird. It's like out in the open, like anyone could see this. That's strange. So I come back to my house and I can't get this crow off my head. Like it's stuck in my brain. And then I go home and I'm looking out the window just because I'm admiring the view and thinking of this crow and if I should go get the crow. I see a black cat wandering through my yard, and I was like, that's interesting. I look at the time, it's 12:34, and then I go to the bathroom and there's a spider in there. And I'm like, who is sending me some vibes here? Like, who is this? Because this is around the time that I started doing my research for deity work, and where I felt ready to actually call out to someone or go down that path. And on that video, I'm pretty sure a lot of them were saying Hecate, the Morrigan, and I think Babda. I think that was the name of the other one. I can't remember, but I thought it was the last one. But everyone was like, Hecate seems to be really coming out to you, like reaching out. So I did my research with her. I paid attention to a little bit more of the signs and how I felt with her, and it just felt like homey comfort, like this is where I need to be, this is who I need to work with. And I felt good vibes, and I was like, that is who was reaching out to me. And then I actually had a dream about Lucifer. His name was actually said in my dream. I kept seeing 666 everywhere, which is now a very special number to me, so I think that's really cool. But Pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to the animals you're seeing, the numbers, and like if you ask for something specific, like send me 3 crows and then 3 crows come, that could be a clarification that this is a yes from the deity. Also, you can use divination to clarify anything. Like I have a friend who wanted to work with Lilith, and at the beginning I was like, yes, she does want to work with you, I can feel that. And then I did a little pendulum and some tarot, and she wanted to work with this girl really bad. So I helped out my friend a little bit with a candle offering and all that good stuff. And I think Lilith's pretty happy. I think it's gonna go well for her. Yeah, so use tarot, use a pendulum, use whatever form of divination that you use, and use that as a clarification and form of communication that you can do to help find your deity. Also, you can outgrow your deities, and they know this. I almost forgot this. There comes a time sometimes where you get to where like the form of growth that you were aiming for when you first started with the deity, and then you can let that deity go and be like, thank you so much for everything. Have a little ritual for them, have a little like goodbye session kind of thing, and then you can move on to a newer deity that you want to work with, or stop deity work if that's what you want. But you don't have to stick with the same deities if you feel that they are letting you go and saying you've gotten to this point, that like this point of growth that we wanted you to get to, we are gonna let you go and keep growing, but we end here, if that makes any sense. That's pretty much it for all my 2 cents. I do want to include some videos that I watched and that I still will rewatch and learn from, and that have helped me on my deity work path. And that's a lot of chaotic witch hunt. I probably will recommend them in majority of my videos because they just do a really good job and have a lot of good insight and knowledge, and they're very like, they're a relatable person. Like I feel like there's no, like it's just very real, if that makes sense, and that's what I aim for. Also, the Norse witch has a few good ones as well. But yeah, I will link everything below if you want to watch more, do your more research, learn some more things. It's kind of nice having other people's opinions kind of come at you with deity work, I guess. So yeah, I hope I didn't miss anything, but I feel like that is everything that I wanted to go over. I probably will do an updated one at some point. If you don't know, I do have a Patreon. If you want to support me on there, that's really cool. I do have a TikTok and an Instagram. They are new, so they're both just dedicated to witchcraft, and I'm really excited because I post on there like all the time. So I'm very active on those, and I will have everything linked below. I think that's everything. I think that's all. I will see you all in my next one. Blessed be.